Welcome to my series on Memberium and Keap subscriptions, how to manage a membership or online course that takes multiple payments so that you give a very elegant experience. Now, this is going to be a multi-part series. We're going to be covering a lot of the different details that go into this to make sure that you have very precise instructions that you can follow in your implementation. We're going to show you these exact things. We're going to show you how to handle expiring cards so that people know their card's expiring and you give them instructions on how to fix that situation. We're going to show you how to handle a decline card situation, how to send instructions so that people know how to update their payment and keep their subscription current. We're going to show you how to shut down their membership, how to suspend them, at least temporarily, if they haven't paid the way you want them to pay. We're going to show you how you can get a suspended account, receive payment, and automatically give access back. And we're going to show you how to give members an option to cancel their membership so that the cancellation happens when their payment expires. So if they're on a monthly program and they cancel in the middle of the month, you give them access until the last day that they paid, and then you shut it down. So we're going to show you how to do that. So let's start with part one, and we're going to focus on how to handle expiring cards. So those are cards that right now we're in November, for example, a card that expires November 2024 on December 1st is an expired card. Now, before I show you how to handle it, and by the way, this is one of the easier ones, I want to give you a warning. There are things that can happen if you don't handle these correctly, and they're not good ones. So when Keap notices that a card is going to expire, let's say you took a payment in November on a card that expires this month. If the card's expiration date is not updated, or if the card is not updated, in December, it will not attempt a charge, and you will not get notified that you have an invoice that has not gotten paid. Now, in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how decline cards are handled. Declines do trigger automations, and they can be handled very nicely, and I'll show you how that is. But the problem with expiring cards is an invoice will be generated, and it will not be charged. So you have to be on the lookout for those. So what I recommend is that people set up a process, maybe probably at the beginning of the month, because cards are only going to expire at the beginning of the month for last month, right? And you can run the Keap e-commerce reports receivable and check it out for the period of time since you last checked it, and you will see every invoice that has not been paid. Now, it could be that it didn't get paid for other reasons, but anything that was not charged because of an expiring card will be on that list, and then you can handle it, take action however makes sense, and get the problem addressed. Now, big warning, this is what happened to a client of mine. When a card expires, the subscription in Keap keeps generating invoices, and if it's a monthly subscription, every month. So the November one got paid, but then you have an open invoice for December, an open invoice for January, February, March, all the way down. I had a customer that didn't correct the problem, and after like almost a year, the customer came back, the same customer using the same email, the same, credentials, went and purchased something else. And Keap is a collections shark. It's really good. If it sees a card that can be charged, it will go and try it. And what Keap did is it took all the invoices for the past year and charged them to that card. As you can imagine, the customer wasn't very happy. So you really need to make sure that you handle these. And if the customer will not or can't pay, whatever the case might be, you need to shut down that subscription. You probably want to delete the unpaid invoices and make sure that you stop it so you don't get this ugly situation to happen. So let's get into how do we address expiring cards. So I've opened up my Keap account here, and we have here these three. So what I do is I send out a message 30 days before a card expires, 15 days before a card expires, and then the day before it expires. The nice thing about this is if the customer does go in and correct the situation, any further expiration messages aren't sent out. So you don't have to worry about people getting sent out a message for a card that they've already corrected. So I'm just going to open up the first of these. They all work pretty much the same. So when a credit card type is, and you could specify these, but most of the time any type is correct, you'll say 30 days, and then you have the ability to send out an email. And this is using one of the older legacy email tools. It works just fine. What's really nice here is that you have these short codes. So you can say your Visa, MasterCard, whichever type it is, ending in these 4 digits is set to expire in 30 days. When you have a moment, would you please update the card? And this short code puts a button in the email that they can click, and it takes them to a Keap Infusionsoft page where they can update their credit card information. Very easy to use, very straightforward. And as soon as they update that, Keap wakes up, it charges the card, and action. That's not true. This is expiring. So they'll come up, they update it, and then the next time that the subscription generates an invoice, it will charge it to that card. So very straightforward. This is an easy one to implement. However, not implementing this correctly can have some negative repercussions. So stay tuned for the next lesson. In part 2, we're going to be covering how to handle declined credit cards.